So one of the repair items, or one of the wear items that can happen on a Proton is this, like we call it the elevator nut. It's the nut that drives your machine up and down, and it can get a bit worn, or it can get accumulating dust and fuzz and make the elevator sticky. So if you need to replace it, here's the process. Step one is you need to remove all the screws from the shell, and you should go watch the video on how to open a Proton. Basically, there's 6 screws on top that need to be opened. There's 3 screws for the battery socket that need to be removed. And there are 9 screws on the bottom plate that need to be removed. Now, for this repair, you don't actually have to take your Proton all the way out, which is nice because that's a little bit more work. But if you just slide your Proton down a little bit, that should give you the access you need. So there's a piece of tape in here that keeps dust from getting into the elevator. You're going to need, I think this is a 2mm hex key, and then there are 2, actually probably best to stick out the foot a little bit so you can manually extend it, and then there are 2 little set screws that you need to loosen. That's probably about 2 full turns, I'd say I did there. And then I'll do this one also 2, half, 2, 3, 4. And the reason you need to take it out a fair bit is because there's a pocket on this. The set screw is going to sit into a pocket, and so you have to retract it enough to get free of the pocket. And then at that point, it leaves the nut just slides right out of the bottom of this bearing. Pretty easy to unscrew.
Yeah.
Okay, so take your new nut. Again, you're looking for this little divot that's going to align with the set screw. You screw it on, and you need to get about an inch of shaft sticking out the bottom so you can push it in. And then we'll line it up with the set screw on the pulley. Either one of the 2 is fine. Start to slide it in. It'll line up with the pulley. Pull the pulley down. And now the other critical part for this repair is that if you over tighten these set screws, you'll squash that nut until it pinches the shaft, and then that will screw up it won't be able to spin very smoothly. So we have a light torque wrench here. It's 0.25 Newton meters, but basically as soon as you start to feel it finger tight, maybe I got another half a turn out of it there before the torque wrench clicked. And I'll do this one again. I feel it bite, and it's about a half a turn after that, or maybe that's not even half a turn, a quarter turn. So basically tighten it in until you feel it hit the plastic, give it a quarter turn, and check with your fingers that this thing spins freely. Put the tape back. If it's all covered in fuzz, you can use a piece of masking tape. Just be careful that you don't cover these channels. That's why it's got this kind of little L-shape cut out of it. I don't know what this piece of tape is on here for. But you can make your own piece of tape for this. And then slide it back into the shell. Put the bottom on. Replace all the screws, and your elevator will hopefully be working like new. All right, good luck.